He has a whole city counting on him to deliver. He has the entire weight of their hopes on his shoulders, carrying the expectation that he could bring them glory. There is no one in the NBA that doesn't fear him. Here's why the NBA should be afraid of Luka Doncic. To fully grasp the elite nature of Luka legend, let's take a brief look at his remarkable beginnings in Europe. The 6'7" Slovenian signed his first professional contract with the Spanish side Real Madrid at the age of 13. That year, he played for the under-16 team and was named MVP of the Spanish championships. Again, he was just 13 years old. Luka continued to dominate, earning him a spot with the first team, where he quickly raised eyebrows and obliterated the competition. During his time with Real Madrid's first team, Luka Doncic averaged 16 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.3 assists over 33 games. At just 18, he was named both the EuroLeague Final Four MVP and the EuroLeague MVP, becoming the youngest player ever to win the award. This wasn't just a teenager showcasing skill and physical talent. He demonstrated poise, mental toughness, and a winning mentality that cannot be taught. It was this unique combination of talent and mindset that Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban saw in the young Slovenian. Luka Doncic was selected by the Dallas Mavericks as the third overall pick in the 2018 NBA draft, much to the surprise of NBA experts across the United States. European imports have often been met with skepticism and for legitimate reasons. It's rare for a rookie from Europe, especially one barely out of his teens, to adjust to the physicality and precision of the NBA. Slovenia, in particular, doesn't have a long history of producing NBA-level basketball players. Yet in Luka Doncic, the Mavericks saw a diamond in the rough, a player with the potential to reach unparalleled heights. In his rookie season, Luka silenced the skeptics and doubters by putting up staggering numbers. He started in 72 games, averaging 21.2 points per game. He wasn't just taking a high volume of shots, he was making them efficiently, with a field goal percentage of 50.3% and a three-point shooting percentage of 32.7%. For a player who was virtually an unknown quantity to NBA general managers and analysts, those were jaw-dropping stats. He wasn't just scoring for the sake of it. He was making smart plays, positioning himself in areas where he had the highest chance of success. To add to his stellar offensive display, Luka also averaged 7.8 rebounds and 6.2 assists. At 19, he already understood when to shoot, when to pass, and where to grab the loose ball off a missed shot. Naturally, with such a breakout performance, player comparisons were inevitable. Some likened his game to the legendary Larry Bird, citing his nerves of steel when shooting from beyond the arc and his incredible vision for finding the open man. Others saw shades of James Harden, particularly the Houston Rockets version, due to Luka's ability to nail step-back threes and be a consistent perimeter threat. Some even dared to compare him to LeBron James, a tall, playmaking forward with the ability to lead and carry a franchise. But the truth is, Luka Doncic is a one-of-a-kind player. Every year, he continues to prove that he is in a league of his own. His numbers in the 2 seasons following his Rookie of the Year campaign were mesmerizing. He averaged 28.25 points per game while improving his efficiency. His 2-point shooting percentage increased by 7%, and his 3-point shooting percentage saw a slight but meaningful rise of 0.3%. That may not seem like a groundbreaking jump, but the key takeaway is that Luka was improving, not regressing. His passing game also evolved with an increase of 2.6 assists per game, along with an additional 1.2 rebounds. He was elevating his play, and that alone was enough to strike fear into the hearts of opponents. Luka Doncic has established himself as the ultimate triple threat weapon, something only elite players achieve once they reach a level of dominance through excellence. He can beat defenders off the dribble, he can thread the perfect pass to a wide-open teammate, and he can launch deep shots with absurd accuracy. His shooting range, vision, and combination of size and agility allow him to break down defenses with ease. How do you defend a player who can outthink you in a one-on-one situation, who can counter a double-team strategy, and who has the endurance to play an entire game if needed? Doncic is an athletic force who refuses to be stopped physically and cannot be broken mentally. If you try to get in his head, as the Phoenix Suns players attempted to do during their playoff series, he will make you wish you had chosen a different sport. He will embarrass you on every possession. He possesses the rare combination of physical gifts and an unshakable mindset. A single bad play won't discourage him. He will do whatever it takes to win. The Dallas Mavericks were underdogs in their playoff opener against the Utah Jazz last season, primarily because Luka was nursing an injury. But when he returned to full strength, the Jazz crumbled, losing so decisively that many of their key players were traded in the offseason. Luka also took it personally when the NBA media dismissed his team's chances against the top-seeded Phoenix Suns in their best-of-7 series. Once again, Luka proved the doubters wrong, leading the Mavericks to a stunning 4-3 series victory. This has been a recurring theme in Luka Doncic's life. People doubt his ability, his toughness, his passion, his grit, his athleticism. He has spent his entire career hearing critics who weren't sure what to make of him. But one thing no one has ever questioned is his motivation. No critic has ever been able to downplay his desire to be the best player in the world. That is what Luka is striving for, and that is why the entire basketball world should fear him. He has the drive, the determination, and the skill to pull off. This season, Doncic will be in the running for NBA MVP. That's his next goal, to outplay and outscore the likes of Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Kevin Durant. The 6'7" Slovenian knows that he will have to push himself harder than ever before, constantly improving his numbers while leading his team back to the playoffs. He has already caught the attention of NBA coaches, many of whom would prefer not to face him on a regular basis. Now he wants to cement his place as one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. Luka Doncic wants to make the basketball world pay for doubting him. He wants to instill fear in his opponents on his way to collecting the accolades and respect he rightfully deserves. And make no mistake, it's entirely possible. Luka has every tool necessary to remain fresh, unpredictable, and dominant whenever the ball is in his hands. People may try to compare him to past greats, but the truth is, we have never seen anyone quite like him. He is a once-in-a-generation talent, a player who will punish you if you let your guard down, who will break your ankles with his handles, and who will leave spectators in awe with his incredible shot-making ability. Doncic plays with a smile, exuding a friendly charisma, but that's only because he knows he can dismantle any opponent in his path. His popularity is skyrocketing because of his relentless will to win and his fearless approach to the game. Luka Doncic has the swagger and the clutch gene to make your heart sink. This is why opponents tremble at the thought of facing him. They worry when he has the ball in his hands, and perhaps even more so when he doesn't, because they know he will find an open teammate for an easy bucket. Skill alone can take a player far in the NBA, but skill, combined with the right mindset, elevates a player to another level. And when that player also possesses the passion to bring it every single night, he earns a reputation. One that forces defenders to play him tougher. One that forces coaches to draw up detailed game plans to stop him. One that sparks fear in anyone who stands his way. Without a doubt, Luka Doncic is that guy. And the rest of the NBA should definitely be afraid of him.